What up, folks? I am Ultrazilla. Oh, here I am. I am Ultrazilla, and this is Ultrazilla Live. We got a very special Ultrazilla Live tonight because we're going to make a big announcement here. And to do that, I have Mr. Steven of Steven Toy Reviews.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Oh, yeah. We got a big announcement to make here.
Yes.
Should be very, very cool.
Yes, it will be very, very fun. And I think we had some fun doing this over the summer, so I think it's about time to bring it back.
Not that.
And, nope, not quite that. No, not quite that.
All right.
Yep. So we've been teasing this one here a little bit, kind of all over bits and pieces. But like we had a specific summer convention that did not happen. Of course, we're all talking about SDCC and not another one. We're going to follow up the OG Cyber Kaiju event with the sequel Terror of Cyber Kaiju, because the follow-up to Mecha Godzilla was Terror of. Anyway, yes, so we do have Terror of Cyber Kaiju, and this looks to be very fun. I think there are going to be a lot of folks who are returning from the original Cyber Kaiju event, and a lot of folks are probably wondering when it's going to be happening. Terror of, it's got to be spooky. It's going to be October 30th, 31st, and November 1st. So it's going to be all weekend long. And just like before, if anyone is interested in participating, you can participate by posting on your Instagram, posting on Twitter, making YouTube videos, whatever you want. If you're interested and you want different usage for, like, let's say the watermark, the logo for Terror of Cyber Kaiju, you just want to bounce an idea off somebody, you can go ahead and send an email to cyberkaijuemail@gmail.com, and we can confirm, hey, this is what you're doing. This is about the time slot you'd like. We can add you to the schedule, and we can go from there. So I think it'll be fun for everyone involved. And yes, everybody can do it.
Yeah, there's no curation here. You're all welcome to join up. That was what was great about the original Cyber Kaiju. It's like all inclusive. Like we don't say no to anybody. You do it. You don't even have to contact us if you don't want to. You just hashtag the Cyber Kaiju and you just do it. But if you do contact us, we're definitely willing to help you out. Like with scheduling and stuff. This way, not too many people overlap, and we could all like visit each other. In video, we do suggest that everybody that does something on YouTube to make it a premiere so we can have that chat, so we can continue that community that we had going for the original Cyber Kaiju. I think that was the most fun part about it, was the nonstop community event that was Cyber Kaiju that weekend. That is the best part of this, is for sure doing that again.
Absolutely. And what the fun part about it was last time is after the fact, because it was kind of going around everywhere, doing everything that weekend, because last time, let's hope we have sort of a repeat with some movie news. We had the Godzilla versus Kong merch start to drop.
Yeah.
It was so cool after the fact seeing that this person uploaded something, that person uploaded something. So there's different things hidden everywhere, and maybe we'll find a few treasures this time as well.
Yeah, you never know. And remember, like, we got the Tamashi event coming up as well. So I'm sure there's gonna be lots of speculation going into that weekend, which is the weekend after Cyber Kaiju. So that's going to be very, very cool. And I'm sure it's going to be a theme of the weekend, talking about that stuff as well. A lot of people are going to be interested to know what SH Monster Arts is going to be springing on everyone, because they're definitely springing something for sure coming up. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm sure there might be a leak before that. And maybe we'll get it during this Terror of Cyber Kaiju weekend.
That is the hope, that we'll see a couple of things there.
So we're already like, the forefathers of the Cyber Kaiju have been talking about this for a little while now, actually since the last one ended. and we already are starting to put together our own videos for the event, with a lot of ideas being slung back and forth. I see Super Mario Zilla in the chat, and he's going to be very prominent in this Cyber Kaiju like he was in the last one. So very cool that. And Scorpio Cesar is going to be part of it as well. So obviously me and Steven are going to be part of it. Yep. And we hope many others will join up, and we hope new folks join up, because this is a lot of fun. I implore anybody that's a Kaiju content creator to be a part of this, and just come together as a community, because big, small, whatever, we don't care. It's all about the community.
Correct. And I think Gadzip here in the chat had actually made a comment on one of the teasers that I posted. Can anyone participate? And that is yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
anyone, even your grandma can. So get her involved.
Yes.
So one of the questions, do you have anything you would like to share about some of the stuff you may or may not be contributing that weekend? Or do you want to keep everything under wraps like Bagosaurus there in his little ghost costume?
He looks good. He's looking good, by the way. Shout out to...
Yes. Miranda, my partner in crime, did the graphics for both Cyber Kaiju events. You can follow her pretty much everywhere at Scorpio Scribe. It's going to be Instagram and Twitter. So
yeah, very nice job here. I love it. All looking awesome. But yeah, so a couple of things that I definitely will be doing here for Cyber Kaiju. I don't mind saying it because I definitely have the items here and I'm ready to roll on them. Is finally going to be doing the DST glow in the dark 1954 and 1962. Trying to keep it a little spooky, glow in the dark. So I'm going to be doing those two reviews in one, and both glowies. So I figured that would be a good way to do them, as well as the, speaking of glow in the dark, the Hop Toys Robot Monster Roman, which I won actually on Kaiju Live. So and that one is huge compared to the Vinimates glow in the dark stuff that I'm gonna be doing. That one is a big figure. So those are two of the things for sure I'll be doing on day one of a Cyber Kaiju, and more stuff planned, including some sort of live stream chat. We're still working out the details on that, on how that's gonna go, but there's some ideas. So might not be a closing party this time, but stay tuned. We'll definitely get the word out. And yourself, sir?
Yep, absolutely. And real quick, Super Mario Zilla touched on that, but Gustav and anyone else who's questioning this, the event's everywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. If you want to do it, just use that hashtag Cyber Kaiju. Yeah. For myself, I have a couple of D for reals planned to go up. We're going to go to the Showa era and also to the current with Legendary. We're going to stray away from the typical Toho Ultraman Kaiju. We're going to be going into the card game realm, Yu-Gi-Oh! I've posted about these before, so if you follow me on social media, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There have been a couple of folks who've been requesting figure fights because of the nature of those characters. We've got NECA's 1989 and the Kokyo Kyoka 1989. Those aren't the same types of figures. They're doing different things. It's not fair to compare them. However, what I will say is if you like Diet, then stay tuned to Terror of Cyber Kaiju weekend. There are a few folks who know a little bit about that, and we can talk after about that. But yeah, it's going to be a fun weekend.
Definitely. So Scorpio Cesar says the video said it was going live at 1 a.m. Don't know. I see Scorpio has changed his little logo there to be a little spooky. So yeah.
On my end, it did say it was going live at 6 p.m., but then it said it was going live at 6 p.m. PST.
That's
California time.
Yeah. Trying to read here, sorry. But yeah, so if you guys want to join up, you feel free to, again, what's that email address, sir?
That email will be cyberkaiju email, all one word, at gmail.com. If you're thinking like, hey, I'd like to contribute this idea, or you'd like to contribute that idea, please go ahead, send an email. We can send you the Terror of Cyber Kaiju logo. Pretty much whatever you're looking for. You want feedback on anything, we can do that as well. Again, we can send you that logo directly. And if you don't want it, you just want to post a video with the hashtag CyberKaiju, go ahead. And again, this is just sort of to give everyone sort of that idea of, hey, there's a community here. We had a whole bunch of not good stuff happen this year, and this is a way to sort of bring us all together, again, virtually, because we can't attend those cons that we would like to.
And if you folks are wondering, like, why are we doing this so soon again? It is because at this point we would have had a bunch of big cons with like a lot of news and a lot of items to talk about. And, this just, replaces that. We get that sense of like, con community that you do get at some of these big cons, here. So I think that's really important. And it was really important for us to like do it as soon as possible. And Halloween is just a perfect time to do it, and it's right in between also, like, NYCC was just supposed to be on, and, then we got that Tamashii Nation show coming up. So there's a lot of little things that, happen in the fall, and we just figured it's really a good time to go, and we can do fun stuff like, the graphics that Miranda created here. So
yes.
So yeah, definitely join up, get in touch, email, or, drop us a line on any of our Facebook pages as well. Whatever you want to do, however you want to communicate with us, you go ahead. I will be looking around, like whenever I hear, like last year in the summer, I was like sniffing around to see if people were doing stuff, and I would contact folks and try to help them schedule them in, like, again, because it's just cooler if we're all able to attend your events. And that's why it's like, we want folks to do the premiere, because then it's easier for us to know when people are doing it. Because once you put up a premiere, it goes up on YouTube and we're able to see it. And as long as you hashtag that premiere, you could put it in your description, you could put it in your title, whatever. Hashtag it CyberKaiju. If I search CyberKaiju on YouTube, it's gonna come up. So that's an easy way for us to check it out and to help you guys out if you don't end up getting in touch with us. So we want everybody to have like as good a time with this as possible. And we want like your videos to be like well attended and, by the community. And, it's fun when you see the same folks. That was one of the great things about the last one. You see the same folks over and over again in the videos. It really, really became like a really cool community. And I've seen a lot of those folks come back to a lot of my videos personally. And I think that's really, really cool.
Absolutely. And real quick, does the content need to be Halloween related? Absolutely not. Some of us will be doing Halloween stuff, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to.
Yeah. As long as there's a kaiju, like both me and Steven said, like Steven's going to be doing something from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to be doing this like Hop Toys, robot monster thing. As long as it's like some sort of monster kaiju type of deal, you're good. Like it falls in that realm. So, have fun with it, and yeah, just have fun with it and hashtag it.
Absolutely.
Steven, before we move on, Ghost Tab had a question for you here.
Yeah, I have not seen that, so I can't say. Sorry.
So let's see. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, sir. Hope you could join us. I know Captain has done a lot of King Kong videos, big King Kong fan. So maybe he has an idea for Cyber Kaiju and would like to join us. That would be very awesome, man.
Yes.
So very cool, and we'll end the Cyber Kaiju talk there for now. Anybody have any questions? Put it in the chat. We aren't going anywhere right now. We're gonna keep talking. There's been like some stuff to talk about that I've like really been interested in more than usual lately. because there's a few things happening. There's a movie coming out. There's some figures in our community that we're really hyped up on. That one is out already. And you know, I personally just got a Switch finally in the past week, and I want to play some games. But I'm talking about Monster Hunter. And we could start the talk with the movie trailer that came out, which I personally enjoyed the trailer. Now that I know a little bit more that's going on in the movie, it's not quite Monster Hunter, but you know, it could be a good introduction to folks that aren't familiar with Monster Hunter, maybe.
It could. Kind of from where I'm at, I'm not excited for it. I'm not excited for it. It just simply kind of exists. I don't think I'm going to rush out to see it. I'll catch it when it's released for home media.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, I think it might be cool to see. Just because it kind of seems like, yes, even though they are working with the developers from the games, it's not confirmed, but there's a lot of things that surrounded Monster Hunter World that seem to have been confirmed by context, along with this movie that have been confirmed by context. Most specifically, that the games, that World, specifically the game, and this movie were made for the Western audience, and that this one was meant to be a close tie-in to capture a specific audience. So I don't know whether or not this is going to hold as true to the games as a lot of folks would like to see, aside from the military aspect only being one portion of it. Then we switch over to classic Monster Hunter. I don't know. But for me, it's just kind of there. If it ends up being good, great. If it's not, then great too. I don't have any investment in it. So cool.
I do like, I mean, for one thing, the monsters look awesome. I mean, you know, in the trailer, I was like, wow, that looked a lot better than I expected. And that's kind of where, like, it stopped for me. I'm like, okay, these monsters look awesome. I'm in. Let's see how it goes. Because honestly, I think Mila, you know, looks really good. Tony Jaa looks really cool. You know, like, I think they got cool, like, pieces on them that look good. That sword is amazing. So, you know, I mean, yeah, the military aspect, the fact that they're like a team that gets transported. But Tony Jaa is actually a hunter, you know, in that world, I think.
What I will say is, how is it that every single military team that's ever existed in any form of media just so happens to either be Bravo or Alpha Team?
It's easy.
Sometimes it's Delta.
sometimes I would have liked the Delta Force versus monsters, but I don't know. I think it looks good enough, is what I'll say. You know, the only thing that's not exciting, of course, is it's Paul W. Anderson. Is that his name? Paul W. Anderson.
Yeah, I believe so.
Something P.W. Anderson.
Yeah.
Thing. I kind of stopped watching his movies a while back. Not that they were horrible, but it was just like, yeah, I'm okay.
So. Now, real quick on this image here, this is kind of where I understand that they're working close with the developers to sort of get everything to feel correct, but he's using both a bow and a greatsword. So when you're playing Monster Hunter, as you will soon find out, you get a weapon, and that's the weapon that you use. And yes, in World, you can go back to base camp and you can switch out your weapons. However, you can't use two at the same time.
So, I mean, where is he going to leave the weapons, though, you know, in the movie?
Not with him. That's where.
So, I don't know. I think it won't be interesting, but I just want it to, like, shine some more light, because again, we do have a new game coming out in the spring. I think it's spring, right?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Rise, which looks awesome. That
Mhm.
trailer looked amazing. So
Yes.
I do want that game. But what can I play in the meantime, Steven?
In the meantime, so right now there is Monster Hunter on the Switch if you would like to get ready for it. And that is actually not going to be what is going to be feel wise for Rise, because it's going to be old style.
Yeah.
It's going to
Which
be
I'm familiar with.
yeah. So it's going to be Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Right. That's what I was looking at, actually, because it's kind of cheap.
Yeah, or if you do happen to know Japanese, Monster Hunter Double Cross, I believe it is. But it's pretty good. You have Hunter arts. I've only played the demo and a little bit of Generations on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I like it. I would buy it, but I don't have the time.
Right.
And then if you have a PS4, Xbox One, or PC, you do have Monster Hunter World. And then there's the add-on Iceborne. I'll add that specification.
Mm-hmm.
Iceborne just got its last update with the infamous Black Dragon. Depending on your preference for tomato, Fatalis. It's stupid hard, but fun. So yeah. And then I see now we have Monster Hunter Stories. It's kind of like a Pokemon RPG. So it's not specifically like you get a big sword, you smack a monster until it dies, or until you get a bigger sword. So this way you can hunt other monsters. Not quite the same, but it does something a little different. It has a very strong story aspect to it. I've never really played it, but they do look very fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Generations thing. It looks cool enough. So I mean, I just started playing Zoids Wild this weekend, which is pretty fun. But I don't think it's gonna entertain me for too long.
Well,
and so it's easy. It's a really it's a breeze of a fighting game. Like you get it really, really quick.
Okay.
But yeah, it might be too easy. So I don't know. But that's good. It's good for my son, which helps. But I definitely want to do some monster hunting, and that Generations thing looks pretty decent. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get that. But
yeah,
we got toys, and when you talk about toys, I always think of the Revoltech line. Because that's when I first started getting into this stuff. I was like, oh wow, they have Monster Hunter toys, and I do have this dude here. You got this Tigrex.
Yes.
So this is the only one I ever bought, and I never reviewed it or anything because I bought it before Ultrazilla. And I can't find the box. I've been looking for the box to find the stuff because man, I should review this now since there's Monster Hunter hype going. But I can't find the box, so I don't know where all the accessories are and stuff. I gotta find it. But yeah, there he is. But which one was this? Zinogre or no?
Yes, that is Zinogre.
Did you have any of these guys?
I only have the Azure Rathalos.
Okay.
And on that note, Azure Rathalos was the first figure I ever imported.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Is that like a blue Rathalos?
Yes,
I don't have a picture. It is, okay.
Yes, it is. So on that note, just to kind of explain everything to everyone, there are subspecies and rare subspecies of a lot of the monsters. You're mostly going to get the rare subspecies for what's known as the flagship monsters. What's a flagship monster?
W.S. Anderson, by the way. Sorry.
Okay. Well, let's pretend the S stands for something else. So, well, S is subspecies. There we go. So what the subspecies is it's kind of like the monster, but it has some different moves. And the flagship is going to be the monster that's on the box. Okay. The rare subspecies is like the monster and the subspecies combined with more moves. And what you have is the brute Tigrex.
Yes, I remember that. Brute.
And that's the subspecies for Tigrex.
Right.
And then you have the molten one, which is the rare subspecies.
The only other Monster Hunter figure I have is the Chogokin mess of a hunter / Rathalos robot thing. I don't know what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
I have that still sealed in the box. I never opened it up.
Yeah, it's a mess, dude. Don't even bother. Like, it just looks like a mess. It's
Yeah,
like
but
the head is pretty cool, but yeah, I forgot how much Diecast is in this though. It feels all cold, which is cool. Should do something with that maybe. But I transformed it into the Rathalos, and I never transformed it back. And I think the Hunter was actually cool. But there was a lot of like Hunter toys in this Revoltech line. I remember, like when it became Vulcan Log, whatever that meant. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't really know too much because, I don't read Japanese, but apparently, to my understanding, Vulcan Log is a shoot off of Kyoto, and their sister, yet not sister companies that make the Revoltech stuff.
Okay.
So it's like Kyoto, Revoltech, Vulcan Log. So Revoltech isn't a company, but like divisions within. So it's weird. Someone explained it to me once. I couldn't quite figure it out, but that was the best way that I could interpret it. So I don't know if it's accurate, but
yeah, I've often thought to get more of these figures. Like I was like, yeah, maybe I should get more, and I just never did. And now, like, unfortunately, a lot of them are, it's aftermarket now, so it's not. It might not be worth it anymore. But if you ever find any like on the cheap, I mean, this is a pretty solid. It's all Revoltech jointed out, but like, it's a pretty fun figure. I've always liked, messing around with it on my desk. But yeah, if you ever find any cheap ones of that, I would go for it. Like if I found like this Zenogre or some of the other ones on the cheap, I would probably get them. So I have to ask you again. I have to ask you because I know you liked it, but here, and I know your review is out already. If you want to give some more extra thoughts now that you've, it's sunk in a little more on Nargacuga here.
Yeah, Nargacuga. I gotta be honest. I gave this thought when I did the review. My first impressions for Nargacuga, I finished a very difficult assignment in my undergrad studies. I was trying to relax, and I hunted this thing in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and I didn't go so far in depth here, but it was a nightmare for me, and I absolutely hated it. Thankfully, this time around, my first experience with Nargacuga was not terrible. And I really do like it. You can see this here. The best way to describe it would be the wing blades that plug into the hand. Those are pretty fiddly. I think it's on the right hand on mine. I touch it and it kind of falls off. But if you're able to sort of get it stabilized, it pretty much poses perfectly fine. Anything you can think of to get this thing in a pose. It can take all the stances you can think of from the game, even more. The only thing that I could think of would be better articulation for looking up and maybe some different effect parts. Otherwise, they pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Nice.
Now, going into the review, I thought MSRP was $65-70, not 80.
Okay.
Not 80. That does change things just a little bit. But other than that, not really.
Yeah, I mean, me and Steve were talking about this before we started, but I'll be getting this through E-Night Media here in the States, so I'm waiting on it, and they had the best price, and it was about 70. So, and that's like with free shipping. So I feel like that's a good spot for this from what I've seen thus far. And I'm really, really looking forward to getting it. I wish I could I would just get it, but at this point, I feel like I'm just gonna wait it out. Hopefully, I won't wait too long. The sooner the better. Super Mario's waiting for his too. Did you import it, or are you waiting for a US release as well? Because US release was still waiting. Yep. the few times I've used them, they've been good. I just, I'm waiting on it. That's where I ended up ordering it because those pre-orders had dropped like a few weeks before I decided to come out of like, my little break. So when I usually order the stuff like through Muteki sales, and I couldn't at that point, and the imports pre-orders were actually closed. Now, of course, I can import them because they have all the extra stock, and everybody seems to have it. So I could get it, but at this point, I'm like, it's late in the game, and I don't feel like canceling, and I'd rather just save the money, even though all I've heard is good things about it. I'm just gonna save the money, and then we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe Rathalos. Maybe I'll switch my order on Rathalos. But for now, yeah, I do want it, and I definitely want this giant, massive thing as soon as possible.
Yeah, and real quick on that note, you think generally speaking, with bluefin releases, those take anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, depending on how hot the item is. Mm-hmm. International relations, do we have a typhoon that's going to hit anywhere? Everything can change.
Sure.
And at this point, we're kind of looking at maybe another week or two before Nargacuga hits the US and is out to retailers. So right now, if you've seen the reviews and you're like, yep, it's go time, I'm going to click that order button from this import site here. Well, it's probably going to get to you by the time the order you place with a US retailer is going to get in. So maybe take that into consideration. And then also, I know this is something that a lot of folks like to fall back on as a reason why you should buy from a North American retailer in your or the retailer in your region. When you order from an overseas retailer, specifically a Japanese retailer, all of those orders are factored in for that region, right? So every order you place is by effect a Japanese order, not an American order, not a Canadian order, not a. So when they go to look at the different numbers for factoring in product, they see that more Japanese people like this instead of American people. So then when they go to do their research, that's where they'll focus their attention for all of their research instead of other markets. Mm-hmm. So something to keep in mind when it comes to the web exclusive release of Devil Joe, will Bluefin bring it over? Well, Americans don't really like Monster Hunter. We'll just keep it in Japan.
Right.
Everyone's importing it. That's why. So
yeah, it's like, so that's interesting because that makes a lot of sense. And it's a little bit like, man, your vote is not being counted if you're ordering it through, let's say, HLJ. It's just another Japanese order. So that is something, but as collectors, it's just one of those things where it's like, it doesn't work out. Like you want your stuff if you know how to order, from an import site, which, guys, it's just like ordering it from anywhere else, unless you're ordering an exclusive, and then there is a couple of hoops you have to jump through, but it's not that hard either. But yeah, like it is very easy to order from an import site. But like Steven is saying, if you want to support us getting products here, it's not that bad to have some stuff that you order from here too. I'm split on the two. I order plenty from Japan and plenty from here too. I'm in like, while I'm doing the channel, I get like so much, and I shouldn't be still getting so much, but I still do. Like that, I'm always backed up with what I do, so it kind of makes sense for me to order like a lot of stuff from here as well. Like this is something like Monster Hunter here that I wish I would have been able to get on those import pre-orders when they were available, because I would have liked to have had this sooner than later. But at the same time, it's just like, it's fine. I have plenty of stuff to do until this comes out. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing, the thing that you mentioned about that, because that does factor into it. Like, what are we going to get, going forward with say Monster Hunter. Here's something I would like to ask you, because before we like move on to like some other figures, because this kind of relates to the movie as well. Since that movie is like, even though it's like, you know, financed by like a bunch of different like companies, international companies, including Toho. If you know, you didn't know, folks, Toho is actually part of the finance team of this, of Monster Hunter. Can you see a U.S. company jumping, a U.S. based company jumping on to the Monster Hunter brand to make some toys? Or do you think we would have heard about it already?
I want to say no, but I feel yes. But I don't know who, if yes. Because I really do feel like, as somebody had made mention earlier, I believe this is going to be, let me say it correct. Yep, Scorpio Cesar here. Easy repaint material. Right up NECA's alley and down its gutter.
However,
not saying McFarlane wouldn't do the same thing.
That's what I was going to say. And McFarlane has a history of doing dragons, and that series is back right now. And what I would argue, I know you don't, I know you have the flying version. I'm going to say it again. Otachi was knocked clear out of the park. Yeah, it was great.
And looking at, let's say, Diablos, Rathalos, which we've only seen so far from the movie, I would argue they would be able to handle that, NECA, and then do the subspecies repaints. So I don't know. But then I'm looking over here. I know it's not the typical one, but my Doomslayer from McFarlane, and I'm like, I don't want that.
Oh,
that was
you know, it all depends. You know, I was just talking. McFarlane's been okay this year. You know, like, I don't know about Doomslayer, but this dude is quite incredible. I really, really like it. The Warhammer Ultramarine, dude. It's very, very nice. I really like it, and this thing is quite amazing.
True.
I'm really impressed with it. I mean, it has like, it's like 5 POA, but like at the same time, it is it's like the most detailed 5 POA thing that I ever had. It's like really incredible looking. So I know McFarlane could do it, and I know they could do a lot of monsters. I would not mind that. I think it would work pretty well with them, especially having done that Dragons line, which is pretty decent. I would like them a little bit bigger than those. Those were a tad bit tiny.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot about the Spawn characters, the monsters. I totally forgot about them.
Yeah.
So that's not that they're bad. I just but yeah. So I don't know. I got a feeling like they would get made, but I don't know who would do it.
How about Diamond Select? That Hakuja was probably the best of their line, you know. Although the clone actually was pretty awesome. The not the clone, whatever it was, the drone thing. That was really good. So, it's possible that DST could do it. I mean, yeah, it's. But what if it's not? What if it's like Mattel?
I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know. But what I will say is that if they were to go something like relatively basic, not a whole lot of articulation, they could make it look good because there's a lot of static monsters or monsters who don't really move a whole lot that have good representation on the market. Something we chatted a little bit about, and they're selling fantastically. gangbusters. They're doing great, whether it's going to be from Capcom figure builders, CCP. So, hey, people want it. They're going to do it. No. Well, actually, maybe it might be fun.
Well, I mean,
what now I'm going to ask, who made Lizzie?
Four Horsemen.
There you go.
So if they get the Four Horsemen to do it, that wouldn't be bad. Oh my God. Oh, well.
Zilla.
But yeah, man, like I would like to, you know what? Bring it, Lanyard. I don't care. I just want Monster Hunter toys, man. Like I would like to see that. I would like to see more of them. Speaking of more of them, where to go? We were just talking about these guys before, and now this is like the classic stuff. These guys, I think they're into like Series 18 or something.
Yeah.
Or, of this Capcom like set, and they're not huge figures. Like I was saying to Steven before, if anybody has these, they're about, and I've seen them in person, like the body here of this Tigrex, and some of them with the wingspan of this. So they're not like super tiny, which isn't bad, but they're not articulated figures, but they are really cool, and the paint looks awesome on them, and the sculpts look really good. So I've honestly been thinking about getting a box of these. I don't know what the subtitle is, but I just know they're from Capcom itself. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I've thought about getting them recently. You never had any thoughts to possibly getting any of these guys?
You know what? Yeah, I have. I've really been looking into them every so often, but like I've made mention before, that's been after the cutoff time for placing orders.
Yeah,
backed off. But yes, just for formalities, those are in the Capcom figure builders.
Figure builders, right. I remember.
Yes. And they have some decent ranges in size, so you can get them actually pretty large, somewhere around the 7 inches, and then you can get some smaller ones too, kind of like the ones that you're referencing. So yeah, they've got a good range. You can get a nice size Nergigante, which if you play Monster Hunter World, you'll know who I'm talking about. Or you can kind of get the small ones with, what we have up on the screen. We have Barioth, we have Viper Tobi Kadachi, we have Brachydios, which Brachydios, for those of you who are following along for a Monster Arts checklist, I want him. Brachydios is going to be in the top left-hand corner there because it's my boy.
So those bigger figures that Capcom does are supposed to go with these?
I don't know if they're supposed to go with.
Okay.
But they're listed in the same line.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Those are like way more expensive than these.
Though I do think that they are listed here with creators line. I'm taking a look at them off screen. So it says builder creators, and then there's standard, it looks like. But I do know that there are like resins as well. But
are both of you looking forward to the Spawn second Kickstarter Medieval Spawn? I honestly didn't even know McFarlane was doing a second Kickstarter already for that one. I did not go in on the first one because that was right before I came back. So I was just, nope, I wasn't going to break my no buy time for that one. But yeah, I always liked Medieval Spawn, to tell you the truth. He would look good, but I don't. It's not going to be in scale or anything with anything. So,
nah, I wasn't in the first one either.
Yeah, so. Doesn't really do for me. But these guys, I might get a box of at some point. I really might, especially if this Monster Hunter hype keeps going for me, and I do get that Switch game, and I want to play, and I want to play around with more stuff. So we shall see, and maybe you'll see reviews of these two on the channel at some point if I could find their boxes. And No, so actually, I know where the Chogokin's box is, but I don't. Man, I cannot find the other box. It's crazy. So CCP.
Yes.
We've been talking about these a lot lately. Well, not on channels or anything, but in our chats.
Yeah, definitely.
So we got 2 to talk about here. This is the guy that's out now, right?
Yes, yes, he is.
I forget.
That is.
What's his name? I don't even know.
It's Lao Shanlong.
Okay. Like Bashan Lam.
And I saw some comments. Here's Shelly.
Oh, hi.
So she's gone now. So she made her appearance. She'll probably climb up here at some point. So so Lao Shenlong, we actually have 2 of them apparently. I've not actually seen the other one available for order anywhere. Not even on Bai, not on Mandarake. Cool. I just saw promo pics. It has a subspecies, Ashen Lao Shenlong. But anyway, this is out. It's cool. From what I've seen, I've only seen one in hand, review of it. And as we were talking about before, there's been this interesting thing that has happened. Nargacuga dropped. Mysteriously, a whole bunch of other somewhat in-scale Monster Hunter figures dried up in supply.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna happen. Like, that's kind of like why I've been looking into a lot of this stuff right now. I've been like, looking at eBay for some of the Revoltech stuff, and I'm like, wow, those prices are no good.
Yeah.
And I was looking into this stuff, but these prices are high. These are like $200 plus each, and then you gotta get them shipped in, which you did an estimate of, and how much they said they were going to charge you for one of these things.
Yeah, HLJ had them, or had Lao Shenlong.
Yeah, available just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, for back order, and they had it for like 22,000 JPY, which is about $220. And then they quoted me, I think FedEx was 20,000 yen. So we're looking roughly 400, 420. Yeah. 420 to get it out of Japan, which, yes, big. And to be honest, from what I saw, looks very good. Pretty much just pull it out of the screen. That's what you're getting. But considering if we were not in the world that we're in now in regards to international shipping, something that ends in 19, I don't want to say the full thing because of YouTube's algorithm. It would be cheaper, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I haven't seen these like available in any US retailer. Right? I've never. I'm like looking it up now, but I don't think so.
Yeah. And then here up on the screen we have they're using a translated name, some websites, but this is a Cantor, and both of these are elder dragons. I know they don't have the typical dragons, which dragon is 4 limbs and wings, but they are in the elder dragon classification, in which that's an interesting thing about Monster Hunter. Pretty much everything is a wyvern of some kind. Like Rathalos is a flying wyvern, and Zinogre is the thunder wolf wyvern.
Huh. I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, this line I would love to check out in person, at least just to see them. But they look quite amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to say about Monster Hunter. I am looking forward to getting some stuff for sure. So I'm waiting for Nargacuga to come. Once that comes, and because. I've had these 2 figures for a long time now, and, it's never like supercharged me into buying more of anything. So that's, now though, with the movie, games, I'm kind, and the games were always there, obviously, but I didn't have anything real to play them on anymore. So now that I do, and I want to play more, that's kind of getting me going again. And I am really looking forward to this movie. And I do hope we get more toys from the movie. I feel like we should, for sure. Like somebody's got to do something. That's like, I feel like that's like easy money there. Don't leave that money on the table.
That's what I was literally just going to say. There's money left on the table and someone's got to do it. I'll be honest, for the human characters, the hunters, I'm just more interested in getting the armors for the hunters. As you progress in Monster Hunter, you go from low rank to high rank. What's classically known as G rank in Monster Hunter World, it's called Master rank. And you get really cool looking armors. That's what I'm more so interested in. Didn't like the stuff from the Revoltech Vulcan Log releases. It kind of didn't look all that great, but I would be interested in some really good looking armors. But monsters, give them to me. Just give them. Just throw them my way. I don't care if I don't like them. I don't care if it's going to be a great Jaggy. I don't care if it's going to be a monster I've never hunted before. Just throw them my way. If it's got joints or if it's a large static elder dragon, just give it to me. I'll be happy to throw money at my screen.
Here's something interesting that I just remembered, like some folks in some groups talking, because when the trailer dropped, I was like going all over, and I'm like, I would love to see, maybe NECA tackle Monster Hunter. And I said, if you gave me a Mila and Tony Jaa figure, I'd probably get those two as well, because they do look cool. I don't care about the rest of the military, but from what I've seen, those two look pretty cool. They got some cool armors going on, weapons or whatever. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. Now, the thing that a lot of people kept throwing back at me was, and this is something I don't know anything about because I didn't try to get any Resident Evil stuff, is that Capcom is very hard to work with licenses. But I didn't really look it up to see that. And I'm pretty sure they're only saying that through NECA's experience. And man, you got to take anything that NECA says about any of their relationships with any company with a grain of salt, because they, this is no offense on NECA, but there's certain things that I personally know about, like licensing and this stuff that they've said that there's like absolutely no possible way that it could work like that. So when I hear people saying that like it's Capcom that's difficult to work with and why, NECA didn't continue doing Resident Evil figures, I don't, I'm like, yeah, okay, I have no idea.
Likewise, the only time I've ever heard that Capcom is difficult to work with has only been through NECA or NECA groups. Because I just think about all of the other companies that are making products from different Capcom licenses. I mean, again, we just kind of covered CCP, Kyoto with their different lines. We have Tamashii Nations, which not only Monster Hunter, we have Mega Man.
Right.
What else do we have? We have Good Smile Company. They did Monster Hunter Nendoroids, which some folks don't really know about, but in that community, they kind of really know about. And then going over to Konami, again, Kyoto, Metal Gear. They've done both, again, Vulcan Log, Robotech. We have Good Smile Company, once again, Nendoroids, Figma, First Four Figures. They've done it. So I don't quite know where that mindset is coming from, except from figurehead or mouth, fingers, whatever, who's very vocal in saying what I'll speak vaguely without speaking vaguely, like or do not like in a very abrasive tone.
Right. Yeah. Street Fighter. Right.
Oh, yeah. Street Fighter. Right. How could Street Fighter?
Right. Like, I mean, how many companies have made Street Fighter figures? How many companies now are making Street Fighter figures? Like
Storm.
story. Yeah, you know, like, so yeah, that whole thing. That's why it didn't make much sense to me. You know, like that's what you're citing, like their experience with Resident Evil. You know, if there's any problems, it's probably on the NECA side of things. I'm sorry, and you know, I know, you know, the NECA enthusiasts don't want to hear that, but I mean, like I said, when you know something about how licenses work, it's not possible that their experiences, and I'm not even talking with just Capcom, you know, go the way they do. There's reasons for stuff that are not that easy, you know, to put your finger on.
Right. And kind of unrelated, I'm very interested to see how they managed to pull off the Part 7 Jason when there's all of this funkiness going on with the Friday the 13th license.
Yeah.
I think it was just a previously approved figure that they just kind of kept in their back pocket.
It's possible.
And I think that. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? We got a Tamashii Nation event. And right after Cyber Kaiju, like we've said at the beginning of this live. And you know what? That's highly possible that we get something from the movie. Some sort of variant of, you know, maybe even a tweaked Rathalos as a second, you know, Monster Hunter movie one.
Yes, and on that note as well, there was a Rathalos Hunter that they showed last year that was behind closed doors in the no photos area, which if we know Tamashii Nation's history, no photos actually means please sneak as many photos as you can. So this way, as far as wide as they can be spread, we know where the interest is. And those photos actually just started circulating once they solicited the Monster Hunter figures, the ones that we know about in the Monster Arts line. Everyone's like, oh, wait, they showed this off? So no, they didn't show it off. But here's a blurry picture.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope we get it.
That's
right. I kind of hope we don't. They'll save me money.
Yeah. I don't know. Give me more stuff. Give me more stuff. Yeah, that's right. There is Funko Pops. I keep forgetting about that.
I've heard those turned out very good. So
the Rathalos looks really nice. I was thinking about getting one just to tide me over. A little side note here. What y'all thoughts of the Halo Master Chief from Sentinel? I've heard bad things, and it does not look right to me. And my last Sentinel / 1000 Toys figure is a piece of crap, which is this dude here. So
really, I'm a bit disappointed in that because not that I've heard anything about it to begin with, but it looked like it was pretty cool.
That dude?
Forward to it. No, not that, but
the Halo Chief. Yeah, no, I've heard not so good things.
Ooh.
Yeah. So yeah, it's weird. I do want the new Wicked Cool Toys one. I can't find it though. And I've been messing with this dude. You know, lately. This is the Mattel version, which actually, you know, it got a lot of like bad reviews and press, but I've always liked this figure. I never reviewed it or anything, but I did feature it like on one of my first like haul videos ever. Was, you know, this figure here, and it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. The armor comes off and stuff. It could use some paint, but it's not a bad figure. So this has been my Master Chief for a while, but I definitely want that Wicked Cool Toys one because it's actually like Jazzwares, and they just kind of passed it off to Wicked Cool Toys because when they acquired Wicked Cool Toys, to like give them another property, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I'm just like, that was totally like, you know, that was my Capcom's hard to work with quote of the day because I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's Wicked Cool Toys, but it looks like everything. What I'm trying to say, it looks like everything that Jazzwares has done with, say, the Fortnite line, which is actually excellent. I've reviewed a bunch of those figures here, and those are really, really nice. Like solid action figures. And that's what it seems like this new Halo on looks like from the reviews I've seen so far of it. I do want it. You know, I stopped by Target today. It seems like they've only been like, you know, showing up at Target so far. that people have found them in, and my Target did not have it. So,
yeah, I've been shooting up and down the aisles because maybe somebody's interested in making a Venom pool. Maybe not, but I haven't seen them. I haven't seen any of the new Halo stuff.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen them either, but they look good. You know, they're also making the smaller figures. I'm not interested in those, but like those you could get on Target.com right now.
Okay.
The 6-inch line though, like has been like in and out of stock. Like, you know, one of those like, oh, you get a stock alert and you get there and it's gone, you know, type of deal.
Yeah.
So it's not quite in stock yet officially, but the smaller line is. So yeah, I want to say we got some new people in the chat. I want to say hello to. We got Kenneth Yu here, who's formerly of the Repack podcast. So how you doing, Kenny? What you gotta say here? Yeah, you're right. You know, Ken's right. You know, he's talking about Capcom, like you know, one of the companies most suited to a big cohesive line of figures. You know, crossover games and stuff. So, and big lineups like Street Fighter. You know, you could get a lot of stuff. So yeah, Kaiju Live is in the house. Hey guys, what's up, dude? So yeah, I actually I'm not gonna say. All right, I'm gonna say something. I don't care. I talked to Kaiju Live about doing something for Cyber Kaiju, so hopefully we can work that out. Come join us. So yeah, yes, that is Marvel Legends.
Yeah,
I do have my first 2 Marvel Legends actually coming in, which is my first 2 of the year.
Yes,
was that?
Do. Oh, I saw your comments on Twitter.
Oh yeah, so I had to get that movie Venom. It looks so good. Like I was like, man, I'm gonna break on that one because even I honestly haven't seen the movie, but the figure looks fantastic. So I broke on it. I saw it popped into stock and Target, and I'm at Target.com, and I was like, that's it, I'm ordering it. And then once I did that, I was just like, well, that's it. My 2020, you know, no Marvel Legends thing is broken. I made it 10 months, but it's broken. So I went and got the Retro Spidey, which is, you know, their new fangled Pizza Spidey, like of that level. This is their new Spidey body. Finally, no more Pizza Spidey body. Which honestly, Pizza Spidey for me is the quintessential Spider-Man figure. It is so good. I still love that figure. I've been messing around with it even more lately. And that is a great figure. But I definitely wanted to check out this retro carded Spidey. So I picked that up as well. So I got that. Those 2 coming in this coming week. Which is good. Spider-Man and Venom, right? You know, if you get a Spider-Man, you get a Venom, and you're all good.
Yeah.
And what's your situation? Because you've been dipping your toes in.
Yeah, thankfully I dipped my toes in, and aside from kind of just wanting to go, got Venom pool. I'm pretty much good. I got, you know, Eminem's Venom in my pile of loot, and I want to get something hopefully done for Venom this month. If I can get it shipped out, I don't think so, so we'll have to wait and see. But I have seen that particular Spider-Man in the different random Target runs that I've done.
Oh, yeah?
And then the next time I go to that Target, which is later in the week, a week and a half later, it's gone.
Yeah, that's been a hard one to get. Like everybody wants it because it's like that new Pizza Spidey with apparently better articulation and stuff. And Pizza Spidey has really good articulation. Sumaru is saying he hates the leg articulation on it, but I think it's fine. I think it's good. It was the first like real Marvel Legends with like butterfly joints and stuff, and the proportions of that figure are so nice. Where the heck is it? It is here somewhere. No. He's here. Where are you? All right, he's not here. Oh, here he is. He's like, I don't know. This is when I think of Spider-Man, it is like this like slender build Spider-Man, you know, nicely defined but slender. Like, and I do have another Spidey here from Marvel Legends, and this is the PS4 one, who's on a bigger buck than this one. It's still a good figure. It's a really good figure. It's actually one of my favorite Marvel Legends. Is this one? But when I really think of Spidey, I do think of this more slender body. And there's nothing really wrong with the leg. I have to disagree. I mean, as far as Marvel Legends goes, it's pretty standard. They haven't done anything differently. You know, since this is, it's got double jointed knees. It's got the thighs. It's got the the foot rockers. It's got everything it needs. So I don't know. But I am looking forward to that. I actually eBayed it because I couldn't find it anywhere. However, I don't know how this happened, and I keep lucking out with this. Is the seller had it only for like $22.99 plus shipping, and I'm like, okay. And then he had a best offer anyway, so I didn't try to put it any lower, but I just sent him a best offer for $20. And he took it, so he's not really making anything on the figure. So I was like, okay, you must be a really good guy or so. I don't know. I just didn't get it, but I'll take it. So because I didn't really want to. That's one of the things with Marvel Legends for me that's always killed me and killed my That's why I was like, even though I was kind of good with stopping it because I kind of wanted to stop featuring it on the channel because. That is one rat race I definitely don't want to get into because the reviewers of that are kind of crazy in my opinion because everybody imports the Marvel Legends to get them first. Mm-hmm. And the prices they pay for Marvel. And as much as I just said, this figure is awesome. I mean, this is no import figure, so it's like, I can never imagine paying double and triple and sometimes quadruple the price of what this is worth just to be first on YouTube with it. So yeah, that's never a race I'm going to be into. But Marvel Legends are cool and they do have their place. And I am really looking forward to Retro Spidey and Venom.
Yeah. And then on that note, it's not only finding the places that get them early, but it goes into the really big channels that get stuff early, whether it's going to be the product samples or buying them through means early.
Yeah.
They're already fed into the algorithm. So even if a smaller channel gets it a week early versus the juggernaut channel that gets it later, that's just a race you're not gonna win, unfortunately. And not saying, hey, give up, but I mean you're just kind of climbing an uphill battle like this, so you're gonna have to accept you're probably not gonna win unless you've got something that nobody else has for your channel.
No, it's too hard. Ghost says he likes Pizza Spider-Man a lot, but my go-to Spider-Man is the Mafex comic Spider-Man, which I do have, and it's okay, and I liked it, but when I really play around with it next to Pizza Spidey still wins. And now this is not the original Pizza Spidey. I do have the original Pizza Spidey as well. I have two Pizza Spideys here. This is the more comic booky one with the lighter colors, which to me makes a big difference. And if anybody watched my Fixzilla recently, I colored in the little pegs on it because that's always bothered me about their Spider-Man figures is this makes me nuts. The red pegs on the blue side.
How's the paint holding up?
On which one? It's good. I mean, I just used a paint marker, a blue paint marker, and it's good. Yeah, I've been messing around with it a lot, and it hasn't come off at all. Good. So, and it's like exactly the same color as the leg pegs, so it really worked out. I was like, I want to paint these, and I was like, I asked my wife, I was like, you have anything for this? And she busted out all these paint markers I didn't even know she had.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, oh, look at you! You got all kinds of colors here. So, yeah, we matched it up and it worked out. So I like this figure even more than I did. But I'm definitely looking forward to the new one because I've really heard good things about it. So we'll see how it goes. The first, but the more Legends Spider-Man that it comes out, the better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think the leg articulation is all the same, man. I'm just gonna keep saying that. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, you know what's different? All right, I'll give it to you. But this is something I don't agree with. Like there is a boot cut here, but like whose leg does that? Like you're nice. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, there is a boot cut. So yes, you're right. The later ones did have that. So I'm sure the new ones do. And the thing I'm looking forward to on that new one is totally balled out upper body joint and not the, the ab thing. So that should be really cool. Very, very cool. So, okay. Anybody have anything else here? Just going. Nope. And so, all right, man. Wait. What had you say in here? I'm trying to figure out what to focus on for views on our channel. It's definitely a challenge. Well, you guys have a unique thing going on because if you guys don't know Kaiju Live, A, go sub to their channel. B, if you've seen my Instagram recently, like you've seen me like showing off a lot of stuff I've bought at Kaiju Live because not only is it like a regular shop, but they're known for their auctions, which they do every other Sunday. Sometimes it's every other week. Sometimes it's weekly. But if you follow them on Facebook or whatever, they'll update you. But it's usually on a Sunday when they do their auctions and they put up a lot of stuff. It goes from like 9 o'clock to like sometimes like midnight. And it's a lot of fun in the chats. You'll see a lot of people in the community there. But yeah, I know they've been trying to do some gaming as well and some interviews and stuff and some other stuff. But they all do everything live. So part of Kaiju Live, which is cool. So it is interesting when you do a live review and stuff you focus on. I think you got the right idea because you've done a lot of X Plus stuff. And I feel like the stuff with like the less articulation, no accessories, stuff like that is a good way for you guys to go because you could focus and just, here's the thing. You don't have to do anything with a live review. I think that's a really good way for you guys to go, in my opinion. And a thumbs up. So yeah, and that's about it, guys. I think we're almost at an hour and 15 minutes here, and I think I think Steven's eyes are getting tired.
No, I didn't want to sneeze.
Oh yeah, no. But yeah, man, like. Yeah. Okay. So it's been slowly moving to bi-weekly shows. Sometimes it's good, bi-weekly isn't bad for a live show, especially if you're filling in with other stuff as well for the auction shows. But very good stuff. I really made out like a bandit recently on one of their shows, but I ended up spending too much overall. But it was all good stuff. It was all like, I'd never seen so many things that I in particular was interested in all on the same show. And I was just like, once they showed their preview, I was like, oh, boy, I'm going to end up spending a lot of money tonight. I know it. As long as nobody bids against me. And I lucked out, man. There was things that I was surprised no one was bidding on. So it happens. It's been a very interesting year. Steven, did you hear that I won an HLJ giveaway?
I saw that you posted about it. I didn't see what you won, though.
I apparently won 5,000 JYPs.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So as soon as that comes into, I don't know how they're doing it. Like if it's just going to go into my account, like credit or whatever. They got to contact me still, but yeah, I honestly didn't even know they were doing that. Like I usually watch their videos on YouTube. And I had just commented. And then I was just like, somebody actually messaged me on Instagram and they're like, hey, you won a giveaway? I'm like, what? I had no idea. I hadn't watched that one yet.
You won the giveaway.
Yeah.
You won the giveaway.
So, and that's like the third giveaway I've won in like 3 or 4 months now. I won Ultraman Ace. box set.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And that, the thing on Kaiju Live I won, the Hop Toys thing, and now this. It's very crazy. So yeah, one of the things I bought was the Bandai 74 Mechagodzilla, which was like one of the first ones released from that series. So very, very cool. Has anyone? I've been keeping up with Ultraman Z. It's really good. I really enjoyed it more so than a lot of the last few series. I'd say the most enjoyable one since Orb for me. So I really, really like it. But I got to say also the three in between, I have a spotty, it's spotty the amount of episodes I've watched, especially Taiga. I think I've watched 2 episodes of Taiga. And that's the 2 free ones that they put up on their YouTube channel. And that was it. But yeah, Ultraman Z has been really fun, a lot of fun, and a lot of cool toys are going to be coming out of that.
I need to watch Z. I have never really paid attention.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. They're doing a lot of cool things in it, like a lot of interesting things with cinematography that you haven't really seen too much of at least on a kaiju show, like a tokusatsu show. You've seen it maybe in like some creativity like this and like the Gamera trilogy and like some really cool shots that I dig. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. Anyone excited for the new Godzilla anime? Depends on how they do it. If it's more Gridman and less Planet of Monsters, yes. I just want a more fun anime. You, sir?
Let's see it. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with it. So that's not a movie. Okay, so the Snow Godzilla is not its own movie. It is part of. Oh my God, what is that called? The train thing, the train mech. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. It's a train mech. Anybody got my back here? Train.
I don't remember the name of the movie.
I actually just recently got the Good Smile Company Motoroid of it, and I can't remember the name. It's a train mech thing with Snow Godzilla, whatever. It's a train mech, a Japanese train mech, a totally separate thing, and there's a Snow Godzilla in it. I actually have seen the movie. It's a really odd movie, especially if you've never seen the show, because I never have. And so I don't know if this is like consistent with the show, but it is a really weird movie. And there's a lot of different characters in it that are like kind of in the mind of the main character, but kind of not, is the best way. Shinkelion. Thank you, Kenneth.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow, that was I could not remember at all, and I didn't feel like looking it up. But yeah, the animation's really nice, and Snow Godzilla looks really cool. I could see a movie monster series Snow Godzilla, but nothing else. Like I could see like them doing something for like the Godzilla store. Like if they took, let's say, like the Burning Godzilla mold and just put, made it like white, like and made a Snow Godzilla, something like that. I could see them doing something. I would like to see that. So that would be cool.
Yes, which real quick, speaking of movie monster series,
yes,
big shout outs to my homeboy Boats Can Fly.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he may not be taking part of Terror of Cyber Kaiju, but early next year, assuming there aren't delays due to the current world situation we are in, there is a leak of the different Ultraman stuff to be coming out. Movie monster series, not Ultra Hero, not
What?
Ultra Monster. Movie monster series, Shin Ultraman, and Kaiju A and B. Much
wow.
like when we had Shin Godzilla A and B.
Huh.
So that's all
Wow.
the information that we have.
That's
These
cool
leaks
to
are
hear.
consistent with the merchandise leaks we've had in the past. So if it's a fake, it's a very interesting fake, but they're movie monster series, not Ultra Hero, not Ultra Monster, movie monster series, Shin Ultraman and Kaiju A and B, just like we had for Shin Godzilla. So again, that goes back to Boats Can Fly. That's the source. Well, not the source, but that's what he informed me of.
Wow.
Yes.
And he's in on the Ultraman. He knows the Ultraman.
Yes.
He follows that stuff. So yeah, that sounds awesome, man. Like I would love to see that happen. We haven't heard anything from Movie Monster Series in a bit now. Like, well, except for the Godzilla store stuff. You know, the last other thing was Gamera, which is amazing. One of my favorite things this year, honestly. But
so,
yeah.
On that note, maybe a discussion for later or now, if you'd like. More Monster Arts Gamera when?
Yeah, when? I don't know, man. I would like to see more Gamera. Period. Period. Let's get more Gamera out there. I mean, you know, that would be really fantastic. Boltan for B.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I would figure a kaiju and an alien, so is a good possibility for that movie. I don't know, could be right. Kaiju and an alien. Yes, right. 1965 Gamera Monster Arts. Yes, right. Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. Give me some show off.
Absolutely. And you know what? I know this is kind of an out there opinion, but for some kaiju, Revoltech's fine. The Gamera, Showa Gamera, honestly, get it. You're good. You're good.
It is a good figure. I really like that figure.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, you know, SH Monster Arts one. I would like to see a Movie Monster Series one now, to tell you the truth. I'm surprised because that Gamera figure across the board got great reviews, great feedback, sold out everywhere. You know, like I'm surprised that they didn't jump on more of Gamera right away for Monster Series, because the way that went, it is a really, really good one. Oh man, I mean, I did not get that box set, and I really, really wanted to, but I couldn't at the time, and then it wasn't available. So,
personal note, I feel that box set was handled so poorly. There were so many people who put in pre-orders for that, and the orders were canceled.
Yeah, I don't understand what was happening with that, man. That sucks. I did want it. Yeah. So I want more Gamera. I mean, this is something I always talk about. And, you know, I know, and this is funny because I haven't told you yet, Steven, but this is a good time to spring this on you. I am creating a follow-up to your 5 kaiju that NECA should do. 5 other kaiju that NECA should do. And I want to talk about Gamera. I know you were focusing on a North American thing, but I kind of wanted to talk about some other ones when I watched your video. So I was like, you know what? I want to do a follow up to his video. And Gamera is something I've said. NECA Gamera, man. I said it from the very, you know, for a while now. I've been saying they should just jump on that. That's like the perfect follow up to a Godzilla line. Let's go to Plan B. You know, and you know, of course, their Plan B was Kong, obviously, which is honestly one of the best figures of the year. But you know, it's high, man. It's high. I don't know what my best figure completely is of the year, but it's high, and it might be. But NECA, man, that's on there. That's something I want to make. You know what? I'm saying it right here. You'll see that video on Cyber Kaiju weekend. So, all right, there you go. Committing to it. I'm committing to it.
Okay.
Why not? Why not? It's a good video for that. People want to hear about NECA all the time.
Yes, they do, for better or worse.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. I think it's time to go to shut down the stream. Call it a night. Finishing up my coffee here. I want to do some reviews.
Gonna go and do the same.
Yeah, so I got a lot of reviews done. I got from tomorrow night through, well, I plan to do 2 other videos next weekend, but I have 7 reviews done right now, completely done, loaded up on YouTube. And you know, trying to get a couple more done before I start my Cyber Kaiju stuff. So, including this big dude that we talked about before. I have some scenes done of this one. On my desk, if you see it in the back, you can't really see it, is that amazing Zoids. I think, oh, come to me without pulling everything off my desk.
Got it.
Got it. This thing is incredible.
That's bigger than it.
It is huge. It's huge. It is the most expensive of the Zoids wild line, but that's only like $75. But then it was like $50 to ship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't ship it. I filled up my box like completely. And so it wasn't until I had like a ton of other stuff that I shipped it. And then I only raised that box by another $10. And I had like a ton of stuff in there. So it really worked out. But this thing is gorgeous. Like, and it is huge. And hold it. It's gonna do stuff.
Oh, well, there you go. Chest, drill, and or cannon.
Yeah, it's like a cannon thing. This thing is amazing. I'm such a sucker for this line. It basically comes from like asking for this stuff when I was a kid, and my parents never buy me the Generation 1 stuff of this, even though like we constantly see it them in stores. Just never got any, and I was just like one of those things, man. You know, and I never went for any of the kits or anything. But when Takara announced they were going back to the motorized Zoids, I was like, man, I got to get in on this line. I've always wanted to like play around with this stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. But I haven't gone full in, and I'm kind of glad since Hasbro's doing the line, and actually, for once, it looks like Hasbro's improving on a Takara product because they're doing it more in line with the anime and the game. So, you know, you're getting painted riders, and the motors are supposedly faster on the Hasbro stuff. They're going to come with battle mats, so you can put 2 Zoids on them and make them fight.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to, you know, they're making it a little more involved. And so, yeah, I might be getting all the ones I already got over again, but we'll see. I'm going to start out with the ones I don't have. I think that's a more fair way to go. But yeah, so, all right, guys, I'm good.
All right,
man. I thank you once again for coming. Once again,
yes.
Let's round up Cyber Kaiju.
Yes. Terror of Cyber Kaiju, the sequel to the stay-at-home Cyber Kaiju event. We are looking at the last weekend of October. So that's going to be Halloween, October 30th, 31st, and November 1st. If you are interested in participating, first and foremost, you don't have to send an email to get any of the word marks or the watermarks or anything like that, but you can send an email to cyberkaijuemail, all one word, at gmail.com. I'll respond as soon as I can to get you the watermark, but all you got to do is just make a video, Post it during the Cyber Kaiju weekend there and use the hashtag Cyber Kaiju so this way people can find your video. But if you'd like a specific time slot, let us know. We can work that in for you. So this way you can go on the master schedule, which will be posted relatively soon, and we can sort of help promote that as well. Because if we know about it ahead of time, we can post about it in our respective social medias and also set things as premieres. So this way everyone knows that it's going live. Anyone can participate. It's not only on YouTube, it's everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, like I just said, anywhere you can think of. If you even wanted to go onto Reddit, great. If you wanted to try LinkedIn, don't know why you would, but hey, you can go ahead and you can do that. So if you want the specific watermark, go ahead and send an email again to cyberkaijuemail@gmail.com and we'll go ahead and take care of you.
Yeah. And, anything we could do to help, send us an email, or if you're more comfortable just going through, the STR or Ultrazilla Facebook pages, you can message us straight through that. That's easy as well. We'll definitely help you out with like scheduling and whatnot. The whole point behind that is to try to make sure as many people that are participating in Cyber Kaiju, like, support each other and come to each other's premieres and stuff like that. And that's how the community forms and blossoms and all that. And that's what the point is. So we look forward to it. If you didn't hear what we're doing, we did preview some stuff a little bit earlier on. Go back and check it out after we're done. A lot of cool stuff coming. Got one last question here. Ultrazilla, do you already own the SH Monster Arts Shin Godzilla? I do, and it was actually the first video that ever made a dent on YouTube for me, so it has a special place in my heart. Go check that out, and you'd actually be surprised at the people, some of the folks that actually commented on that video are actually some decent people on YouTube right now. So there you go. All right, guys, that is it. Once again, thank you, Steven, for joining me. Thank you, everybody, for joining in the chat. Terra of Cyber Kaiju, Halloween weekend. Message us. We'll help you out, but just make your videos. Hashtag Cyber Kaiju. Get it ready, because we are. Till next time. Peace out, peeps.
See you in the next video.